Now it's time for some New York Mets baseball talk. Here's Gary Mack bringing you the latest news and analysis from Mets Nation and the world of baseball on another edition of Mets Musings.
And hello, everybody, and welcome to Mets Musings, episode 319. And I gotta tell you, I don't have much prepared for tonight, but we're just gonna do a quick little show, and I'll explain why. But how about those Mets? 5-1 to start the new year. The 2018 season, and today they beat, wait for it, the Washington Nationals 8-2. They hit Strasburg pretty good. He looked good in the first inning, but they came back and battled and knocked him out and took the lead, kept battling back, and took the game 8-2 on a grand slammer by Jay Bruce. Yes, the same Jay Bruce that I did not want to be traded here, but got traded here nonetheless. Hey, I was wrong. I still don't like the trade that they made, but it's water under the bridge. They made the trade. They traded him away, and then they signed him back. I thought it was a good signing, considering what they were looking for and the free agents out there. So I have no problem at all with it. And the guys played well in a New York uniform. So what's not to like? But as I said, this is going to be a short show tonight, simply because I tried to get a guest and I never heard back from them, and I didn't really pursue it because time got away from me. I am in the middle of some things going on. I am contemplating and probably will retire within the next few months, and there's been a lot of involvement in that, and some things, including this show, have been put on the back burner a little bit as I work through the numbers and things like that to start this new phase of my life in retirement. So I do apologize to my listeners for that, and I'm hoping that when I retire, I can really boost the show and really go after guests and get guests, because I'll have all day to interview. So, but that, as I said, it's a few months away, and I just wanted to let you know that's one of the reasons why I haven't had as many guests this year. But I am trying to get some guests, and we'll just see what happens. But now back to the Mets. As I said, 5-1. We're 1 week into the season. I know it's very, very early, but I just happen to like the way this team looks. I like the way they're playing. They seem to be more professional. Still not crazy about the fundamentals. They still screw up things. Jose Reyes kind of made a lousy relay throw today. And by the way, why is Reyes playing shortstop when Rosario should be in there day in and day out? But nonetheless, Reyes played today, started it short, and made kind of a bad relay play. In a close game, you'd be more annoyed at that. But considering that they came back and took the game, you can overlook it. But they botched a rundown play the other day, and it cost them a run. So there's a couple of things that they still need to work on. The fundamentals, of course, but I think every team needs to work on that. But, hey, the Mets have been looking good. Starting pitching has been okay. It hasn't been great. Syndergaard has been so-so. DeGrom was good his first game. He was pretty good today. Struggled a bit. Said he couldn't feel the ball. to throw his changeup. So I think the weather is affecting these guys a little bit. And I'm not making excuses, but the weather has been horrendous. For those of us that live in the Northeast, it has been terrible weather, just awful. And so I think that's been affecting the pitching. I think the bullpen, however, has been sensational. Just fantastic, unbelievably good to this extent. So far, as I said, 1 week into the season, but Hansel Robles has been lights out, and he is a guy that wasn't even making the team. He was sent down to the minors. Swarzak got a little oblique, went on the DL. He brought up Robles, and hasn't missed a beat. He has been dominating. Giselman out of the bullpen, dominating. Seth Lugo out of the bullpen, dominating so far. So, very, very good things to see so far. Steven Matz is a little shaky in his first appearance. Matt Harvey was very, very good. And we only saw 4 pitches. Those are the 4 that we saw: Syndergaard, DeGrom, Matz, and Harvey. But no complaints. I mean, when the weather gets warm, it's going to be awesome to see how well these guys are, and I can't wait until they get to Miami, and we can see. I think we'll probably see Syndergaard down there in warm weather, and possibly DeGrom. I don't think Mats will make it. I think, we'll see how it all falls out with the off days and whatnot. But so far, look, they've been hitting. They've been playing decent baseball, and they've been catching the ball. Todd Frazier, I think, what a big difference he makes at third base. I mean, he just really solidifies that infield. And Gonzalez has played well at first. He's in a bit of he hasn't hit since the first day too much. But we'll see if his bat comes around. But hey, look, Wilmer Flores played a little bit at first, played pretty good. Cabrera's been okay at second, and Rosario has been a different ball player this time around than when he came up last year. He was not as confident, I don't think. And this year he just looked very confident. He's still a free swinger, still going to strike out a lot, but he's looked confident, and he's looked very good at the plate. More like the guy I saw play for the Cyclones than what we saw last year playing for the Mets. So, not that what's there to complain about? Nimmo's been getting on base. Lagares has been hitting. Bruce has been hitting. It's Cespedes. What can you say? He's got 3 home runs already. Darno and Plawecki, awesome. Darno got the first home run of the Mets for the season. Plawecki is hitting and getting on base and calling a good game. Darno has been very good behind the plate as well. Still, a couple of guys are stolen on them, but a lot of times you steal on the pitchers, so you can't blame the catchers completely. Just they're doing what they had to do. They had to get off to a good start, and they've done that. And they're sending a message to the rest of baseball that they're not to be trifled with. And I think that's a good thing, especially to the Washington Nationals. So they sent that message today. Ruined the Nationals opening day, and what more can you ask for than that, than to ruin the Nationals opening day with a victory? And, they did it a couple of years ago as well when Bartolo Colon beat the Nationals on opening day in Washington. So I should say they ruined the Nationals home opener today. But be that as it may, off to a great start. And now Michael Conforto's back. And he had a pretty decent day. So, the boys are back in town, and baseball's here, and it's going to be great. All right, let's take a quick break, and we're back. We'll talk a little more about these things, and still time to get in on the Boardwalk Battalion outing. But you're running out of time, so if you're interested, let me know or let Daniel Weiss know. And but let's take a break and be back after this.
Looking for great Cardinals talk? Then check out Conversations with C70. My name's Daniel Shoftaw, and I talk with some of the great bloggers on the internet today about their teams, but it always goes back to the Cardinals. Find the latest episode on my website, www.cardinal70.com, or at baseballpodcast.net.
Did you know that Baseball PhD can be heard on baseballtalkradio.com?
Our shows rotate with other top baseball podcasts.
Now don't forget, that's baseballtalkradio.com.
With us, we'll help you get a PhD in life through baseball.
With baseballtalkradio.com, you'll hear the rest of the excellent universe of baseball podcasts.
516-619-6341. That is the comment voicemail hotline if you'd like to be a part of the show. And drop us a line, leave us a comment or a voicemail, question, anything at all. Call that number, 516-619-6341. Or go to MetsMusings.com and click on that widget in the middle of the screen, and that's a speak pipe, and you can leave a voicemail right through your computer through your computer's microphone. Or if you prefer to do things the old-fashioned way, send us an email at metsmusings@gmail.com. The Facebook page is facebook.com/groups/MetsMusings, and the Twitter handle is at MetsMusings1.
With all the Mets news, it is the news from around the world and around the corner. Here's Gary Mack.
And I'm back. And, I said Michael Conforto played today. And, it's a funny thing. He got off to first at bat, he struck out on 3 pitches. Second at bat, he hit into a double play. And you thought, oh, okay, he needs some time there. And then he comes up against Strasburg and hits a 2-run homer. The guy is just unbelievable. He can hit. He's a hitting machine. Looked awesome today. Looks like he's healthy. The smartest thing is that they did was let him get healthy, and we thought we were gonna have to wait till May, and he progressed and progressed and progressed, and they did keep him down for this first week in the season, let him play in extended spring training, get at bats, and I think it paid off. It was a great idea. He got to stay in the warm weather a little bit longer. He tested that shoulder out, and he's back now. And the guy can hit, and it's just a nice thing. And look, if this team can hit, they've got some firepower with Bruce, with Frazier, with Cespedes. And now with Conforto leading into top and Nimmo coming in. And Nimmo, again, today, comes in, pinches, hits, almost hits it out of the ballpark, gets a double. I mean, the guy is just, he's just awesome, Nimmo. I wish he could, they could play 4 outfielders or something. Maybe they ought to consider moving Bruce to first base, see how he would think about that. And, that way you could get Nimmo in every day, or Lagares even in. They could platoon in right or whatever, but or move Conforto to right and then have Lagares and Nimmo in center field every day. I mean, it's just unbelievable that how well these guys have come, and there was some criticism about Nimmo, and he's not an everyday ball player, and I don't think that's right. I think they're wrong. I think he can play every day, and I just like the way he plays the game. I like the enthusiasm he brings to the game. And I hope we get to see more of that as the season goes on. And I think we will, because I think he's really earned a spot on this team with what he did last year, what he did this spring, and what he's done so far in this early part of the season. He's proven he's a guy that knows how to get on. He always seems to get on base. Look, I know he doesn't always get on base, but he always. But it seems like he's always on base and always in the middle of some kind of rally. So, I think he's going to be an important part of this team as we go along the season. And it's going to be a fun season. I think it's going to be a fun season. I think it's going to be a great season. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. The whole key is going to be the health. If everybody can stay healthy, and that doesn't mean that you're going to miss somebody, but no major injuries like last year. No 6-8 weeks out. If you miss a guy goes on the DL for 10 days. A guy misses a couple of games here and there. They do have the luxury now that they can rest a Cespedes and put in a Nimmo or a Lagares. They can rest a Bruce against certain teams and put in a Nimmo or a Lagares. They can rest a Conforto and put in a Nimmo or a Lagares. They can move those guys around. If Callaway's smart about this, he can keep these guys fresh. He can keep them all hitting and keep them sharp. And it'll just be a question of the pitchers. If the pitchers can be consistent and stay healthy, then I think it will be a very, very good year. And I really believe that this team now has more depth in pitching than they did last year. And because of what happened last year and the year before that, they've discovered that depth more with a Gazelman, with a Lugo, even with a Chris Flexen, who, don't forget, last year when he was called up from Double-A. That's a huge jump. A huge jump to go from Double-A to the big leagues. And yeah, he struggled his first couple of games, but he found it. He started to pitch pretty darn good. The overall numbers don't look that good, but if you watched him pitch last year, you say, hey, this guy's got something. So that's another guy, and he's sitting in Triple-A. And there might be somebody else down there, too. And you've got other guys in Double-A. Marcus Molina, I think, is going to be a Double-A. And there's some other guys that could be pretty good. Justin Dunn may be pretty good. He's going to be at Florida. We'll see how he at St. Lucie. We'll see how he does this year, his third year in the Mets organization. Second 2.5 years. David Peterson is resting now. I think he's got some arm issue. Hope it's not Tommy John. There's some hope for this team, and I really like the makeup of it. Does that mean that they're perfect? No, not by any means at all. But there's something brewing here, and I think Callaway, and I like the way he approaches the players and the season. I like the way he's handled the press. He's done very good with the press. That's the big thing people are concerned about. Again, he's off to a good start. If the fans get nasty, if there's a losing streak, the fans get nasty, the press gets nasty, then we'll see how he handles it. But up to now, he's done a terrific job with everything and handled the press, has been very good with the fans. And we'll see. That's all you can hope for. You can't script everything. It would be nice to script a world championship in his first year, but you can't do that. So we just got to hang in there and see what kind of thing goes on and what kind of season that this team is going to have. And I think it's going to be a good one. And it's going to be a fun year. So let's hope. Well, the minor leagues kick into play. We just spoke about the minor leagues with some of the players tonight, and they're kicking into gear today. And in fact, I'm seeing on the wires that Tim Tebow hit a home run on the first pitch he saw in Binghamton. A 3-run homer on the first pitch he saw. So he had a spring training that was forgettable. But in his season opener for the Double-A Binghamton Rumble Ponies, Tebow hit a 3-run homer on the first pitch he saw. So the minor leagues are beginning with a bang. At least the Double-A season is. And wow, maybe we'll see Tebow in September if he continues hitting home runs all the time. Maybe we'll see him at this pace of play for him. We will see him at Citi Field in September. See you in September. It's an old song. Okay. One more time. Boardwalk Battalion is having an outing to Citi Field April 18th. It's a night game Wednesday night against the Washington Nationals. That's pretty exciting. And there are still tickets available. I believe they are $33 or $36. But you can contact me and we can see. Let's see. Another week, they're $33 for another week, and you get a jersey and hat package if you attend this outing. So you can contact me if you have any questions or interested in going. Drop me an email at metsmusings@gmail.com or go to the face page, facebook.com/metsmusings, and join the group and ask a questionnaire about it if you want to. And we'll see if we can hook you up and get you there with us. The Boardwalk Battalion is a group that was started with the Brooklyn Cyclones. And every year, the last 3 years, the group has gone to Citi Field for a game, and it's been some fun. And I'll be there, as well as the other members of the Boardwalk Battalion. It's a small but hearty group. And and we'll be there on that night, April 18th, to see the Mets against the Washington Nationals in all our blue and orange. And we hope you can join us as well. All right, Mets have the day off tomorrow because Washington had their opener today. They play Saturday and Sunday against the Nationals in Washington. Snow is in forecast for Saturday, and they are the ESPN Sunday night game. So check that out. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, thank goodness for the boys. They're going to Miami. They're going to get some sunshine, hopefully, or at least they'll be playing in a dome if worse comes to worse. If they get a streak of bad weather there, then they get the dome at least, and they can play in nice conditions. So 2 more with Washington coming up, and be nice to take at least 2 out of the 3. Then 3 in Miami, and they're off next Thursday and come home to play the Brewers and the Nationals. But that's a little bit more down the road as we go. All right. Well, I think we're going to call it a show for this week. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you'll tune in every week during the season. And come back next week. Hopefully we'll have a guest on to talk about baseball. Until next time, keep the faith, stay optimistic, and let's go Mets.